the top 10 running backs to break out in 2022, right after the stinger. It's Felix Sharp for CampusToCanton.com. If you like this video, please consider hitting the like button and subscribing to the channel so you never miss any of the content that we're dropping. We're getting closer and closer to the college football season starting, and I can't wait, and I'm thinking about it all the time. So if you are a college football fan or a C2C fan, I've got a definitive list of players who are going to break out in 2022. And if you are a college football fan and you haven't heard about Campus to Canton Fantasy Leagues, I'm going to put a link in the description box so you can get to know what it is and what CampusToCanton.com is. All right, let's start with the list. Number 10, we're going to go 10 through 1 here. Number 10, Jordan Houston, NC State. Diminutive, explosive, smaller frame back, had been waiting behind Donovan Knight and Ricky Person. NC State, quietly one of the best offenses in the country, top 20 in passing in 2021, behind Devin Leary, who in his own right is a very good prospect. Person and Knight combined for 275 attempts, just under 1,400 yards in 2021. Now, I don't think that Houston, because of his frame, is going to get all of that work, but he should get a lot of it, and he's a very, very explosive player. Can't wait to see him have a larger share of those carries in 2022. Number 9, Penny Boone, Toledo, Detroit King. Detroit, stand up. They call him Baby Bus. Why? 6'1", 245. In more recent pictures I've seen, he's looked a little bit more svelte, but listen, the Maryland transfer, going to a Jason Candle team that is always producing high-quality backs, including Bryant Koback, who's with the Vikings now. None of those running backs have had the recruiting pedigree of a Penny Boone. We haven't seen a lot of him at Maryland. I expect him to be the primary back at Toledo, and he should go off. He should be absolutely a monster for that Toledo Rockets team. In the Maction, Penny Boone going to be looking out for you. Number 8, A.J. Green. Now, this is a tough one because Arkansas is projected to have a three-headed committee between Dominique Johnson, Raheem Sanders, and A.J. Green. But Green is one of the fastest running backs in the country. A 10.38 100-meter dash coming out of high school. But you know who else had a three-headed monster at running back last season, and that's Georgia. And James Cook was just drafted in the second round. A.J. Green profiles very, very similarly to James Cook, at least as a pass catcher. 48-yard TD catch and run against Texas A&M last season. 7 for 67 and 1 against Texas. I mean, this is a very good player. Should have a more of an opportunity in 2022. Brings me to number 7. Chris Tyree, Notre Dame. Now, speaking of fast running backs, Chris Tyree coming out in the opening ran a verified 4.23 40. Been returning kicks there for Notre Dame up until this point. No Kyron Williams. He's gone to the St. Louis Rams or to the Los Angeles Rams. No Logan Diggs with the torn labrum. So you look around, and Chris Tyree is going to be a focal point of at least the rushing game. A rushing game that should feature Tyler Buchner, one of the best dual-threat quarterbacks in the country. You got to account for him in the read option, and so that's going to open up rushing lanes. I expect for Chris Tyree to have an excellent season and potentially break out for the Golden Domers in 2022. Last thing about Notre Dame. Notre Dame's offensive line rated number 1 according to Lindy Sports. So, and they're known for having good offensive line. So Chris Tyree's got the speed, home run ability. He's got Tyler Buchner in the backfield. He should have a lot of open lanes in 2022. Should have an explosive season. Number 6, Donovan Edwards, Michigan. West Bloomfield, stand up. You can go back 10 years, and Jim Harbaugh is going to run the ball. 3 tight ends, fullbacks in the backfield. Hassan Haskins now in the NFL. Blake Corum, a smaller player. But Donovan Edwards brings a different element in the receiving game. He's an excellent receiver. His 24/7 comp is Alvin Kamara. So a creative offensive coordinator could find a use for Edwards, even lining him up at wide receiver instead of in the backfield. They did a little bit of that in the spring game, so let's see if they can do it in 2022. Donovan Edwards, potential breakout in 2022. Number 5, Kendall Milton, Georgia. Now, we have been waiting and waiting and waiting for Kendall Milton to be this kind of between the tackles physical grinder, and we haven't seen it. It's been due to injury. It's been due to the depth chart there. Well, you look at the depth chart now, and it's him and Kenny McIntosh who are going to be the top 2 players for a team that wants to run the ball and wants to play defense. Prototypical NFL size, 6'1", 220 pounds. He could probably even afford to put on some weight. Zamir White gone, James Cook gone. It's now or never for Kendall Milton. Number 4, Raheem Rocket Sanders. Yes, that's 2. Count them, 2 Arkansas running backs on this list. The former wide receiver with prototypical NFL size. We're talking 6'2", 220 pounds. They gave him number 5 as a freshman, and now that's significant to me, having been a fan of college football as long as I've been. Darren McFadden, the Heisman Trophy winner, once upon a time wore the number 5 for Arkansas, and so that is not a significant thing. There is a ton of hype surrounding Sanders, but I'd say that we don't know a lot about him. Can he be the focal point of an offense? Can he be an efficient runner? Where is he at in his development, in his transition from wide receiver to running back? No Treylon Burks. I think we're going to learn the answers to several of these questions this season. Number 3, now we're getting to the part of the list that I really like. Number 3, Dominic Richardson, Oklahoma State. I don't know why Mike Gundy did not give this guy more of an opportunity in his first 2 seasons, but you look at when he did have the opportunity. In 2020 against Baylor, 169 yards rushing and a couple of touchdowns. I believe that is the true freshman record for Oklahoma State. Against TCU, a team that he had originally committed to before Zach Evans went there, 134 yards in 2021. So when this guy gets the opportunity, he makes the most of it. Very much a thumper who sheds tackles similarly to Chris Carson. So I'm looking forward to Dominic Richardson getting the lion's share of the work there at Oklahoma State and breaking out in 2022. Number 2, Gavin Williams. Now, you'll note something about this list. For the most part, these guys have prototypical NFL size, and it's no exception for Gavin Williams, 6 foot, 212 pounds. You look in the bowl game that they played against Kentucky, 16 carries, 89 yards, 2 receptions, some chunk plays in that game. I think that he can be an impact player. I think that he can be an impact player for an Iowa team, again, like Georgia, that wants to run the ball and play defense. They can kind of build around him. No Tyler Goodson there. Gavin Williams is number 2 on my potential breakout list. And that brings me to number 1, Nick Singleton, the 5-star freshman at Penn State. I mean, we know about that conditioning program. Nick Singleton very much coming in with elite athleticism already. We've got him tracked at 22 miles per hour, which would have been amongst the fastest times in the NFL last year. So Nick Singleton, I mean, there's really an uncanny number of freshman running backs with prototypical size and speed, and Nick Singleton is absolutely in this freshman class, and Nick Singleton is number 1 amongst them. There's no better match between ability and opportunity for a freshman at the running back position than at Penn State. And so ran with the ones there in the spring game. Could this be the second year in a row where we see a freshman take the country by storm in the Big Ten, this time with Nick Singleton? I think it's a possibility. Let me know what you think. Is there somebody that I missed? Is there somebody a running back that could potentially break out in 2022 that you're looking forward to? All right, I'm going to take a look at the comments, all right? Peace, Mom.